Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hobbits. Today, checking out some more classic German beers. This time, a Helles and an Export Lager, Dortmunder Export. And yeah, two styles that can be a little bit similar. We can maybe try and see some of the differences now, having them side by side. So one of these I got myself, this one, and this one I gotta say thanks to Wild Yeast Stout and Beast on Instagram. So thanks a ton for the beer, guys. This will be fun to try and do this comparison. But one thing that's interesting with this one is I did not know that these guys were macro-owned now. But let's start off with that one then. This is from Scheyern, Scheyern, and this is Kloster-Gold Hell. Now, I had their Doppelbock years ago, and I was like blown away. It was one of the best Doppelbock I had way back. And I remember seeing this poured at not NBCC, what was I about to say? At Wacken, the heavy metal festival. I've done a couple videos on there. Watched them, be careful when you watch those. They're stupid and silly. Like, it's a very different Peter. A little bit different, at least. Back then, those videos are very, very silly. But I remember we were in Wacken, and it's like we went through this beer tent, and they had like Scheyern Doppelbock Dunkel. And it was amazing. They had that on draft. It's like, oh shit, let's get that. They also had some Einger beers, and like they had a lot of actually really awesome beers, not just Becks. So yeah, but I did not know that Scheyern is now part of the Radeberger Gruppe, and their beers are brewed at Tucher. And what's interesting is that Tucher in Germany is, for a lot of classical beer geeks and lager geeks in Germany, a big no-no. Like if you go to Nuremberg, I was told when I went to Nuremberg, you're going to see a lot of advertisements for Nürnberger Rotbier by Tucher. Do not drink it. It's like the Heineken of Germany. They talked about it because Radeberger is really big. And Tucher it's massive. It's everywhere down in southern Germany. There are Weissbiers everywhere and whatnot. So people were like, So that scares me a bit because I was told, like, be aware of the Tucher. And I was like, oh shit, I'm sitting with a beer. I have fond memory of the brewery, and now it's Tucher brewed. But what I like is that it states it right on the front of the label. It says brewed as, according to the original recipe from the abbey, from the Kloster, by Tucher Brauerei. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so this is the Dortmunder, 5.4%. And then this is a Helles I picked up. I never heard of this one. It's just something I saw in the supermarket. Looks kind of like a newer Helles. As I've said in a couple previous reviews, apparently Helles is starting to get really popular in Germany again, and there's a lot of people trying to catch in on that. So this is Arcobräu Moos, and this is the Moser Liesl Helles. So yeah, what do we got here in terms of info? 5.3.4%, I said. It says something, the Liesl talked with you, and I'm guessing Liesl means something. There's a QR code with the video where you can experience this Liesl person's first words. Holy shit, this is some deep cut marketing. Apparently this QR code is for an app that will animate the label. I need to get that. We need to see what that's about.
Christi, ich bin die Moser Liesl aus der Schlosswirtschaft in Moos. Ja, freilich, mir hat's auch noch dazu mal wirklich gegeben. Und zu mir sind's von überall hergekommen, weil ich so fesch war. Und um das gute, helle Bier der Brauerei zum Trinken. Das habe ich direkt aus der Kanne am Tisch ausgeschenkt. Ich und mein Bier waren so berühmt, dass ich sogar zum Markenzeichen der Brauerei geworden bin. Und heute gibt's mich wieder. Als gutes Helles und auf dem Papierpapperl auf der Flasche. Gell? Schön bin ich. Und schmecker du die erst. Musst mir halt gleich mal probieren. Lass das schmecken. Mein gutes Helles von Arcobräu. Christi, ich bin die Moser Liesl aus der Schlosswirtschaft.
I wonder if this is all. Oh, and then there's links for the shop and social media. Oh my god. Okay, I get it. Okay, so that's what happens when you film the bottle. Oh my lord. I got a feeling that maybe this is more about marketing than the beer itself now, seeing that. Let's see. Interesting marketing spiel with this one. Let's do the Arcobräu Moser Liesl first. Man, I don't think I've ever seen a beer where you have a small animated story that the label speaks to you. Wow. Okay, let's check it out. Pours a pale golden yellow color in the glass. I just did not expect this going into this. Whitehead. Looks like a proper Helles. Let's check out the aroma. So it actually smells better than I expected. Like, from all this marketing, I was thinking, all the money has gone into making marketing. But it actually smells okay. It's like a little bit of a sweet bready maltiness, light floral hop character, pretty much classic Munich style Helles where it's like very soft, very balanced. A little bit of a rustic edge, but it is rather mild on the aromatics. So check it out. Cheers. It does feel a little bit like a lot of the money went into the making of the beer or making of the app than the beer itself. Or I don't know. It's not like a bad Helles, but it's nice. It just is not something that makes me super excited. Like Tegernseer was so good. And that's also a large production, but that's miles ahead of this. It's not a bad Helles. It's pretty benchmark, actually, in terms of style. It has pretty much everything you expect. The sweeter, bready, rich malt character, maybe not sweet, but the bready malt character, the lighter bready malt character, and the softer hoppiness that you expect from a more classic Munich Helles. It's like slightly grassy, maybe mostly slightly grassy, even a little bit citric maybe. But it's like really, really mild Helles, like ultra mild, very approachable, very marketable, very much for everyone. It's not the best Helles in the world, but it's also not the worst. Let's move on to Scheyern, brewed by Tucher, that I got from Wild East Stouts and Beasts, so thanks a ton, guys. So this one is a bit more golden in color. It's actually very similar. So it's actually, it has a little bit more lightness to it, but Dortmunder Export can be a bit more rich in color. And this one is actually more close to the Helles. Whitehead, let's take out the aroma on this one. More rich malt for sure. More rich bready malt. Corn flaky note almost. Doughy breadiness. But this one is like almost completely devoid of hoppiness, where there is some hoppiness in the Arcobräu. Post. Oh yeah, definitely more rich malt. Oh, it has a weird cough syrupy maltiness about it. Definitely much more of full malt beer. Yeah, Arcobräu is definitely a bit more tasty than this. It has like a syrupy sweet. It almost feels like a syrup, really, malt syrup or something. It's just not like. Both of these are not like lagers I'm super fired up about. They seem a bit more like large scale, big market kind of stuff. They're all right. But they're not like something I'm super fired up about. I'm definitely enjoying the Arcobräu most. And especially jumping back. It seems much more vibrant. It seems a bit more hoppy, sippy, slightly zesty. They're okay. This one, I almost like. It feels like it's a little bit cloying, actually. That's such a shame. I really remember really, really enjoying Scheyern. This is actually, it's cloying. It's got like a weird, slight syrupy note. I don't like this one too much. Because I do like Dortmunders. It's not something I drink super often, but it's just like, it doesn't feel like prime example of the style. It just has this syrupy malt thing that it just seems a bit cloying. This is, as you can see, this is actually going down a bit faster because it's actually a whole lot more enjoyable. Yeah, Arcobräu, Moos, Moser Liesl. I don't know. It's an okay Helles. It's just not the best you can get. You can definitely get better. In terms of a grade, I think it's around the same territory as the Erdinger Helles, like an 83 or an 84. Maybe this is a notch below her. I don't know. Crazy that I like Erdinger's more, but something like that. And then this one is maybe like a 78 or 76 or something like that. I don't like that too much. It's okay, but yeah, there's that big difference between lagers. A lot of people like have a hard time nitpicking flavors and stuff in lagers, but when you get to it and you try a lot, you definitely see there's a massive difference. These are just not like the top tier stuff. So that's how it is. So they can't all be winners, but if you guys had a chance to try either Arcobräu Moos, der Moser Liesl Helles, or the Scheyern Kloster-Gold Hell, Let me know your thought on them. Thanks a ton to Wild Yeast Stouts and Beasts for this one, and thanks to myself for this one. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, and Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, ring the bell for future notifications about videos, and almost like cheers in my favorite. See you guys in another beer review.